Good morning, everybody. I'm delighted to be here this morning representing Tusla to meet with colleagues from the Family Resource Centres across the country, colleagues from the National Forum, colleagues from Tusla and other partners, departments and state agency, the chair of our board, Mr. Pat Rabbit, and the community representatives, all of who are here today to celebrate the Family Resource Centre 25th anniversary. I've been very lucky during my short time in Tusla to have had the opportunity to visit some of the family resource centres across Ireland, to meet with the staff, with the volunteers, with the service users, and also from Tusla staff that work with you about the critical role that family resource centres play in responding to children, families and communities right across Ireland. Only last Friday, I was lucky enough to visit Boyle Family Resource Centre in Roscommon, hosted by Louise and her team. And I was so impressed, firstly, with the beautiful homemade rhubarb tart that Mags had made that I was greeted with. But more importantly, with the real sense of belonging, with the real sense of experiencing firsthand the commitment of staff to the communities that they serve. Their insights into the very real struggles of individuals in their communities and their needs across the lifespan of service provision, which reflects, I know, the position of all 121 family resource centres at the heart of communities. As Interim CEO, I am very proud of the €25 million that Tusla provide as primary funder through both core funding and local funding to family resource centres, to enable you to do what you do best, supporting children, families and communities at different times in their lives, from the provision of universal early intervention and preventative services, to targeted supports and the delivery of intensive and integrated supports to those most vulnerable. Never has this support been more visible than during the COVID-19 pandemic and the recent response to the Ukrainian crisis. From March 2020, during periods and cycles of lockdowns, family resource centres stood up. You provided practical supports such as the delivery of food parcels and activity packs to the most vulnerable families. You reorientated your services, such as support and counselling services, to online platforms. From spring 2022, when tens of thousands of Ukrainians came to Ireland fleeing the war, family resource centres right across the country responded in local areas, establishing themselves as contact centres, establishing support groups, targeted programmes and integrated groups to welcome, and I know you continue to support, your new communities. These examples are reflective of the speed, the strength, the depth and the agility of family resource centres, responding in the context of a changed environment and new demands. While this event is about celebrating the last 25 years, recognising the positive and visible differences that you have made to individuals, to families and to communities, it is also about looking to the future. Family resource centres like Tusla are experiencing an increase in the demand for our services, in terms of both the numbers of children and families who need our services, but also in the complexity of the issues that they face, such as poverty, isolation, struggles with identification, bullying, social media, domestic and gender-based violence, exploitation, and an underlying disability or mental health issues. I know that in the coming years, we will continue to address this growing and more complex demand together. And it is very clear that there is an urgent need an opportunity for all departments and agencies to come together, to work collaboratively in the planning and increased funding of these services to better meet the needs of local communities. Many of you are also aware that Tusla is implementing a reform programme. We're reforming our structures, our practice and our culture to ensure that families and children that need our services have access to local integrated services that enable positive outcomes that the public trust and staff have pride in. We are confident that our reform programme will deliver these objectives, but I also know that it has prompted some queries and some concerns from family resource centres. My message to you today is that we value what you are doing. We value the universal and the early intervention services that you are providing right across the country. We will continue to support you in the delivery of those services, and we will collaborate with you and with other community and voluntary partners and community representatives on the delivery of a continuum of services in local areas, from universal and early intervention services to more targeted services, to ensure that we collectively plan for and deliver services that meet the needs of local communities and scale up those services to respond to areas of greatest need. Ireland is changing, the needs of children and families are changing, and I know that over the next 25 years, FRCs will continue to stand up, to respond, and to be at the heart of communities. We look forward to being on that journey with you, supporting you, funding you, and advocating for the services you provide, and the need for an interagency approach to collaborative commissioning and service delivery into the future. Thank you for all you are doing, and be very proud of your achievements over the last 25 years. Thank you.